And Tony the
but
Tiger
with
are
less
the
Coke.
first words of the stream. Well,
Well,
Tim, how
Tony
you
the
doing?
Tiger. That's how I'm doing.
You're doing Tony the Tiger?
Yeah, and I'm not sure that's in public yet, though. All right, yeah, top right corner should be good.
All right, cool. And then I was just going to post in the Discord that we're streaming, and... Okay, cool. All right, well, we got another part one. We got another new thing we're starting.
Yeah, well, that's because we're just on top of this shit. I mean, it's not shit. This is a good game, but
Well, it's more me not being on top of my financials and that I haven't been able to pick up Elden Ring yet. So if
don't
anything,
let
it's
them know
not.
that.
If anything, it's me not being on top of my shit.
Also, yeah, this game does start off with the gods are dead.
Great, cool. Fuck them. Giant survived through a tenuous alliance, driving black destroyers called Dredge deep into the northern wastes. Now is an era of growth and trade. Life goes on. Only thing, what? Oh, the sun stopped. Is this like that movie Sunshine? This is like a fantasy version of Sunshine.
Kind of.
Have you ever
But
seen
not-
that movie? That's a
I've
great
heard
movie.
of it, but I haven't seen it.
That is a movie. That is a very good movie. I like that movie a lot.
But yeah, the plot of this game starts off with a short amount of time ago, the sun stopped, and
That's how
nobody
Sunshine
knows why.
starts.
On our approach to Strand, largest of the trade cities on the Val human borders. And our last
Oh, the voice
collection
acting in this
before
one is
returning
incredible
to
as I
the
talk
capital.
through it.
So far, yeah, I'm already digging it. I'm already digging it.
Several days ago, the sun simply came to a stop in the sky. Though during these long winter days, none of us can be certain how long it has been this way.
Oh, so is it recently or has it been a little while?
It's been a few days, but no one knows how because their timekeeping is sun-based, and
Right,
so
right.
nobody knows what time.
None of these lazy fucks could just count the seconds as they go by? I mean, come on. No, I know that. That would be unfair and unrealistic.
About brigands on the path through Richhorn, our road home.
I love the
Our
art.
captain seems
Beautiful looking
unconcerned.
game.
Perhaps
Oh, yeah.
he is as eager
And
as
the
I
fact
to
that the
return.
caravan and the banner
We will rest
change
here
as the game
this day
progresses
and
based on your
inquire
actions,
further when
Right.
we
which is
speak
kind of
to
fun.
The governor.
Huh. Interessante.
And when they re-released the trilogy, they kind of streamlined the effects and added voice acting to this first game. But
Oh, the first game didn't have voice acting
it
originally.
did, but it didn't have as many voice lines.
Okay, so it was partially voice acted.
Yeah.
Interesting. God, I love the hand drawn. Like, huh? Cool. Cool. Sick shit, bro. How you doing, though, Tim? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, different day, different strokes, you know, that kind of shit.
I mean, I have a different stroke every day, you know. So.
And I can barely walk.
Also, I just sent you a trailer for Sunshine because that is a great movie, and if you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, anyone that watches this, you should check that out. You've arrived just in time. The chieftain in red and his men are now looking at a tougher fight than they bargained for. Use the right stick to pan around your surroundings. Zoom in and out by holding down R2 or L2. Press X to continue. Ooh. All right, these portraits show the order of initiative, taking turns from left to right. Your allies are blue, the enemy is red. It's your turn to act. Movement happens.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Fire Emblem. Right off the bat, this looks a lot like Fire Emblem. Trigger shows your shield banger. It's a banger. Is active. The blue tiles around him show where he can move. Some characters fill more tiles than others. The Horned Allies are a race of giants called Varl who take up 4 tiles each. While humans fill a single tile, this can have a huge impact on your strategy. Use to choose a tile, then press X to confirm the move. Move your shield banger here to get him into attack range. All right. And Tim, if you ever have battle advice to keep me from making stupid decisions, feel free to just shout at me that I'm doing the wrong thing.
Oh, absolutely. One tip I'll give is that named characters that you're fighting with, each one you gain XP based off of who has the killing blow.
Okay.
So you try to even out who is getting the killing blows.
Sure.
Because you never know who's going to permanently die, and you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Fair point. Okay. Enemy tiles are red, and pulse if the enemy is in range. To target a nearby enemy, use the left stick to select the attack icon, then press X to target the enemy. Attack. Okay, you can choose to either attack the enemy's strength or break his armor. The numbers beneath each icon, 2 and 5, show the damage you will do to that stat. Okay. So red is health and blue is armor. So we can do 2 damage to his shield. Or we can do 5 damage to his health. Is that, am I reading? Or, oh no, his strength. His strength.
Strength is the equivalent of health. The more health you have, the more damage you do.
Strength. Oh, okay. Sorry. And then it tells me right after. Strength counts as both health and damage. A loss of 2 strength means you'll now do 2 less damage. If strength falls to 0, the character falls in battle. Interesting. Okay.
Which is a mechanic I'm surprised I haven't seen in more games, because it makes sense. If you're like 1 health away from death, you're not going to be doing full damage.
Armor blocks strength damage, but can be reduced by a break attack. By breaking armor, you open them up to take more damage in the future. Hey, Afternoon Tune, how you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. As I burp while I talk.
We're just chazzing it up. Playing Banner Saga 1.
Yeah, playing the first part of the Banner Saga trilogy. Brand new. Literally just started. This is like, literally right at the beginning of the game.
You can tell by the tutorial.
Right. By breaking armor, you open up to... Oh, I already read that. All right. This enemy has only 5 strength remaining. A strength attack will kill him. Use left stick and X to select the fist to attack strength, then press X to confirm. Fun. Good. Just saw Miss Marvel
and Kenobi.
Nice. I have not watched the new episode of Kenobi from today or Miss Marvel yet. I will probably watch at least one of them later tonight. But yeah. Tim, have you seen either of these things at all? Any amount of episodes?
I have not been following Kenobi just because I feel like I haven't invested enough in the Star Wars universe, especially recently, to really warrant it as one of my shows. But I've heard conflicting things, like it's either decent or good.
I would say it ranges between the two. Like, it's inconsistent, but, like, you get some good stuff. You get some decent stuff. There's also some stuff in there that I do think is kind of bad, to be honest. I'll just give you an example, right?
Oh, even Afternoon Tune. I know you've been kind of a fan of it so far. If I'm
saying episode 4 was not that good, though. That's what Afternoon Tune is saying, is episode 4 was not that good.
Yeah, that tracks.
So we'll see. I mean, I bounce back and forth on. I mean, it's Star Wars to me. I'll never really understand like the overall love that Star Wars receives as a franchise, to be honest, because it's so inconsistent. It's just so inconsistent to me. So that's, I mean, like, I'll watch.
Like that's very emblematic of the Star Wars universe as a whole.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Like, it's just must be a saw it when they were a kid thing. Yeah, I do think so. Like, there's a fight scene in episode 3, and and I was hanging out in someone else's stream a little earlier today, and I was talking about how, like, yeah, parts of the fight are cool, but then also, like, the filming for some of it, like, the camera work is kind of weak in other parts. And they were like, oh, I think you're being hypercritical.
Well,
and I'm like,
and also,
no, I
that
don't think
fight,
so.
from everything I've read, because I haven't seen the first, or the trilogy, the prequel trilogy, but I have heard a lot about it and read a lot of the lore. And
For the
they build
prequels or
up
for the new
for
show, you're saying?
for the prequels.
Oh, okay.
And for the prequels, they spent 1 and 2 building up to that fight in 3. And if you're counting how much buildup they had, it's not a good fight scene.
You know what? I hate those movies, and I'm going to disagree a little bit there. That fight scene, I think, is very well done if you take all of the dialogue out. If you remove all of the dialogue, which is terrible, and you just have the actual choreography and the cinematography of the battle, I think it's a very well done fight scene. But again, in saying that, it is a backhanded compliment because all of the dialogue, I would say, needs to be removed from it to get that. So,
yeah, that's
script with his penis.
But yeah, the prequels, they did have good moments. They did have, like, solid moments.
Very few.
But,
very few. And honestly, I'd say only the
like
third movie.
Any good moments in the first 3 movies are kind of completely overshadowed by
how
the
terrible
shit you had
it is.
to go to get to that moment.
I think, honestly, I'd say it's really just 2 fight scenes. I'd say it's just the 2 fight scenes. The Yoda and the Emperor in the Senate, I think, is a cool fight scene. And Obi-Wan and Anakin, I think, is a cool fight scene. Again, you need to take all the dialogue out of both of those scenes, but then that is kind of it. Those are actually the only moments I like.
Mentioned Liam Neeson's Jedi character, I believe, when he dies, he becomes one of like a Force ghost, and he's like one of the first people to do it. They imply it,
but you never see it. You never see that, though.
You never see it. Okay, that's kind of
it's
what I was
literally
wondering.
at the end of the third movie. It's like, after Padme has died in childbirth, Anakin's getting put into the Darth Vader suit, right? And as they're like leaving to like separate, or at least I believe this is the scene. I could be wrong about where in the movie this takes place, but it's Obi-Wan and Yoda are talking to each other, and Yoda basically like tells Obi-Wan about the idea that there's force powers that he has not learned, and he's like, and your master, your old master, I've been talking to him, and he's been teaching me how to do it. But that's it. That's the only reason you'd have any idea that you could get a Force ghost of Liam Neeson. It's just
they don't emphasize the cool shit that they have the ability to do.
No, some of the cartoons do. Like, they take some of the concepts and then they fill those gaps in and are more interesting than what's in the movies. It's like the Clone Wars animated show. It does that a few times. It actually has a whole thing where Yoda travels to Korriban, where there's like a Egypt Valley of the Pharaohs type thing of like ancient Sith lords, and he goes and he finds like the Force ghost of like the 3,000-year-old Darth Bane who created the rule of 2, and like he learns about it's like that kind of thing. To me, is far more interesting in that cartoon than what was in the movie. But
no, that's totally fair.
And actually, it was cut out of the cartoon, but they almost had Yoda talk to the Force ghost of Darth Revan, who is one of the big characters in the KOTOR games. They almost had put Revan in that cartoon. They didn't, but they were very close to it.
See, I'm just getting depressed at how cool this stuff could have been.
Star Wars has potential, and it is rarely capitalized on. However, I will say that of the 3 episodes that I've seen of the Obi-Wan show, I do think it is by far the best of the Star Wars shows. And I do think it's better than all the movies that they've put out since the Disney, purchase happened. It's probably the best. I do think it's probably the best live action Star Wars thing to happen in a long time, despite it's got a number of flaws that I could go into, but flaws and all, I do think it is still probably the best live action Star Wars thing we've gotten in a long time. And I think a lot of that has to do with, I just think Ewan McGregor is just a good actor. I just think it's I mean, kind of high praise, but at the same time, it's a backhanded compliment because I hate so much of the rest of the things that they've made, the Star Wars things that they've made so much, that this just being, I think, just okay goes over the bar of being the best thing they've made. So it's like mediocre is like the best they can do almost in my eyes in live action. So it's like, it sounds like high praise, but like when I give you the full context of how I feel about all the other Star Wars stuff, kinda. He's down. Each time you make a kill, your renown grows, which is used later to improve characters. After taking an action, your turn ends. Next up is the enemy. Turns always alternate, even if you are outnumbered. Interesting. Okay.
So, like, it kind of, like, if you're fighting 10 enemies and you're just you will go after every single enemy individually. Okay. So that kind of balances.
Okay. Miss Marvel, first episode was cool, I thought. I like the lead actor. I am cautiously optimistic about the Miss Marvel show because she's one of my favorite comic book characters, especially in, like, recent years. The initial 2013 to, like, 2018, run that, like, created her character of, like, the creator and, like, all the books that she wrote. It's been one of my favorite runs of comics in, like, a really, really long time. So you say your power change is dumb, and that's the thing I'm concerned about going into the show. I'm concerned about her power change. Like, well, Tim, do you know Miss Marvel, the comic version of the character, or what they're doing in the show? Like, how much do you know about that?
Just like the character Kamala Khan?
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen of the failed Avengers game.
Interesting. What the creator said. So in the comics, I mean, the game gets it relatively close, at least in terms of, like, origin story and, like, what her powers are. But so Kamala Khan's power in the comics is she calls it embiggening, right? And she changes the shape of parts of her body. It kind of looks like stretchy powers, like Mr. Fantastic. But the mechanic of what's actually happening is that parts of her mass are time traveling. So it's like she shrinks like Ant-Man, right? And in that moment, the part of her mass is time traveling to another point in time in which she's using her power to get bigger, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, so every time she's using her power, her, like, parts of her body, her physical mass, are time traveling to a different point in time where she's using her power in a different way to compensate, right? So she also is capable of, like, full-on shape-shifting, right? Now, what the creator of the character very specifically described that she wanted Kamala's powers to actually look a little unsettling, if not gross even, and uncomfortable, which stretchy powers in general do. If you can see the skin stretch, like, it is kind of weird. Like, there's almost a body horror element to that power, right? And, depending on how cartoony you draw it. But you can make it look kind of gross, right? And the creator said that she didn't want Kamala Khan to have pretty powers, pretty magic, flashy, really powers that you immediately look at and you go, oh, I wish I could do that. She wanted to give the Kamala powers that seem uncomfortable and a little weird for two reasons. One, puberty, right? It's kind of like, it's not too different from Spider-Man, right? She's a teenage superhero. Some of the her getting her power and getting used to it is an analog for going through puberty. And then second, she's a Muslim teenager in the United States with, mostly white classmates in a lot of places, and she wanted her power to reflect how she felt out of place because of her religion and her skin color, and that her kind of accepting those powers as a part of herself are also kind of accepting the differences in her culture and her family, and kind of coming to terms with how that it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that she is all of these things, right? So in the show, she's got sparkly purple Green Lantern powers, which kind of seems to be the antithesis of the point of the powers of the character to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, that does make the power change sound a lot more stupid.
Now, I'm cautiously optimistic. Everything else I've seen, from like the dialogue to the acting, just in like trailers and stuff, it seems like they have gotten the personality down pretty well. It acted like they seem like they did get that down. So I'm hoping that outbalances the power change, but that's why I said I'm cautiously optimistic, because we'll see. Because again, I know it, having read all like the entire run by the original creator, I'm pretty attached to how that character is depicted, so. Anyway, we should continue with this tutorial. Despite being at full strength, the chieftain will do little damage against your shield banger's high armor. Shield wall. Oh, I didn't even get to read that. Now it's your Warhawk's turn. He appears to be out of range of these enemies, but all characters can use willpower to boost their actions. Willpower is a limited resource, so use it wisely. By moving on gold to... Also, Afternoon Tune, I didn't read that last comment you made. By having now seen the first episode and hearing what the creator said, by hearing what the creator said, are you referring to the story, or what I was just talking about? The story behind the character? By moving on gold tiles, a unit can move further than usual at the cost of 1 willpower per gold tile. Red pulsing tiles beneath your enemy show how close you'll have to get to be in range. Moving your Warhawk into attack range using L and stick and X. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So it just knowing all of that background about the character, it just makes it like, why are you changing that? I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just. Here's the point I will give to the show. So far, in live action, I don't think stretchy powers that show skin. So it's different. So I think it's slightly different if, like, say, Mr. Fantastic, who has, from the neck down, his entire body is covered in his costume. So when he stretches his arm, you're not seeing skin stretch, you're just seeing the costume stretch, right? So it's easier to make that look good. But I do think, so far, I have yet to see stretchy powers where you can see the skin actually stretching. I don't think anyone has made that look good in live action yet. And part of me wonders if the reason they changed Kamala's powers in this show, especially being a TV show and not a movie, is maybe they even tried to do it with the normal way that it is in the comics, and they just could not get it to look good. And I'm willing to give the show more of like a benefit of the doubt if that is one of the reasons they changed it, just because I could maybe understand that. Like if they just literally couldn't get stretching skin to look good in live action, I don't know. I could see that being a real reason. Standard attacks only affect a single enemy, but your Warhawk has a special ability that gives them a unique advantage. Unit menu combat options include move, ability, attack, and intern. So activate the purple icon. The ability description appears in the tooltips below. The Warhawk's Tempest allows him to slam multiple enemies at once. Select the enemy and then confirm your choice. Cool. That made quick work of the Chieftain's bodyguards. When there's only one enemy left, players enter Pillage mode. During Pillage, each character moves in order, and there are no more guaranteed turns. Check the initiative to see how the order has changed. Your allies now get to move twice in a row. If a character does not move on his turn, he can rest to regain 1 willpower. The Chieftain will rest this turn. Okay. Now, Tim, next week, there's a chance you're going to have to re-explain some of this to me. Looks like the Chieftain is in some trouble. Your shield banger won't be able to finish the job with a normal attack, but willpower can be used to boost your damage. Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. Hey, we got some Renowned. I'm trying to, the last... Renowned is an interesting mechanic in games. The Red Dead games have that as like a...
It's both simultaneously. You can choose to either spend it to level up your characters, or you can choose to spend it on items to purchase, either to bolster your character or on supplies to help your caravan live longer.
Okay.
Even before the
I do really like the art from this, though. This is very pretty.
There are no more threats to war against, we war against ourselves. This chieftain meant to kill me, and he's not the first. A dozen families in the city would gladly take my chair. This one had men waylaying merchants.
Glad you don't have to worry about just getting ransacked right now.
Quite well, I would add, though he denied it to his lust. This sort of wolf doesn't stop biting because the head is cut off. It just grows a new head.
Well, that's true.
I'm in a bad way, my friend.
I wonder if the studio has another game they're working on yet.
Gladly sent you on your way with double our king's tithe. Take any man you need. They're loyal. I promise you that. They will meet you down in the proving grounds.
Now,
I like
sorry.
the fact that they really do a great job of the Norse accent that's not really cliche or movie. Like, when they say certain things, they don't sound familiar in the way that, like, how they're traditionally pronounced in terms of, like, I don't know. They don't, like... They don't translate it for the Hollywood effect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, no, it does. There's definitely a lot of examples of them doing that. Although I feel like I've also heard them do the more realistic or accurate accents in a decent number of things too.
Oh yeah.
Approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Well, good. Don't waste my time. Eric Stewart of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? Okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Tim, am I already saying the wrong thing?
Some dialogue choices have absolutely no impact.
All right.
Some have impact that can get somebody killed. So.
All right. Well, that is the name.
Tithe.
Ulysses, you want me to just say I'm here? I'm just here for the tithe. Which, you know what? Chat can pick. Chat can pick dialogue. Chat. If people in the chat want to pick dialogue. Also, hey, how you doing, Ulysses? Welcome in. I'm gonna assume that's what Ulysses means, so I'm just gonna more money, less problems.
That's life.
I'm sure you'll get it, if not more. Governor tells me, how's the shit so far? Yeah, good. We just started it though, so we haven't gotten very far. Governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Seems a bit chaotic. What did you have in mind? I didn't exactly agree. Yes, I think...
Yes, because the governor sent you to go collect the tithe, but it's been a week since the sun stopped, so he's just doing business as usual.
Right. And, what did you have in mind? Yeah, there are three. It's almost... Well, tell me, Tim, if this is accurate, but it's almost like all three together make up one normal game, because the episodes on their own are each pretty short, right? Like they're not very long by themselves, so it's like,
yeah, I'd say like each chapter is about
something like that,
half an hour, and there's 21 chapters. I could be wrong, 24.
Everybody.
And some are definitely shorter than others.
Okay. Can you sit?
And
I'm
then
not
some
going to give
are
you a
just
butt rub
shorter
right now,
straight
okay?
up solely based off of how you picked the choices.
Get the dog fully in camera there. All right, scaffoldings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. Governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me at the marketplace by the docks. Is anyone left to worry about? I know who can tell us. Okay. L1 or R1 to highlight the market tent. Okay, so we don't... Okay, so is this... We don't really walk around so much.
It's
like a...
Exactly. If
No, that
whenever
makes
you're
sense.
at
That's
a
very Fire
settlement
Emblem.
or you're at camp, you pick an area. If an NPC is someone you can talk to, their little head pops up. And then when you're like actually traveling between points, it's just cutscenes of the caravan trudging along.
Like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, basically.
Just travel shots. Now, let me handle this. Meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. He's not in the mood. You're getting King of the Hill vibes. I'm just
here for some WD-40 and tap and die.
Yep. I need some tap and die and some WD-40. So Viking accessories. For what? Talking to an idiot.
Oh my god, yeah, there are accessories that you... I think that's what they're called.
Oh, really?
I'm here for some...
For Vikings and Viking accessories. Scoffling chieftain bled out about an hour ago. Hats, when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try and kill you this time. Rat anuses, alright. We must be going to Popeyes then.
Rat anuses only at your local Popeyes.
Love that rat anus from Popeyes. That's one big rat anus. They don't talk to me. We need some help here. I don't have the patience. Say nothing. I don't have the patience for this supposed to be the intimidation tactic? Like, we'll fuck you up if you don't do what we say?
That's kind of what it sounds like, but there's also the stoic say nothing, which does give.
Get it? We'll offer help. At a change of heart, I hope you do give us a hard time. Sweats visibly, fumbling with some dirty trinkets on his table. Just buy one of these. If everybody thinks of getting worked over every week, how am I supposed to know much? Just a little food money, eh? Oh, I was very happy with the first 3 episodes of The Boys. Oh, thank you for the 15 biddies, Afternoon Tune. Thank you. You are always so kind. No, I greatly enjoyed the first 3 episodes of The Boys. I was very happy with those. I do think that's one of the better, if not maybe the best superhero property kind of currently airing. All my complaints about Moon Knight pulling its punches, and then I go watch The Boys, and I'm like, yep, I'm satisfied with this.
My favorite thing from The Boys is one of those what the fuck moments where you're just like, is that actually happening? But it was just a daydream in Homelander's head.
True, although I feel like crazier things have just actually happened in that show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like,
but that is a great
the first
moment,
episode
though.
is a great setup for some of the shit that you're just like.
The stretching
fucking
looked weird as hell. Stretching. I'm trying to think stretching. Hey, Hawaii boy, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too. And it has been a little while. I've just been very busy lately. Just been very, very busy. But I hope you're doing well as well, man. Hope you're doing well. The stretching. I'm trying to think. Did anybody have a stretching power in the new? I mean, there was like an Ant-Man kind of thing, in the new stuff. But oh, the preaching. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. That did look off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's yet to look good. I think it. Yeah, stretchy powers have CGI for stretchy superpowers have yet to look good in live action.
I think that's because whenever they're rendering that from the CGI side, you're taking a specific stock resolution image and then warping it. It's like zooming in on a set definition. You can only get so far before it looks pixelated. And you can only get such a good picture for them to stretch before it like looks unsettling.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure that they'll get there eventually. Sure that they'll do it.
Once you can see the wrinkles and stuff start to disappear as they stretch.
Yeah.
And I think it's because, partially, there's no real-world parallel for stretching abilities.
That's also true, yeah. Let's see, okay, Hawaii boy, so you've been working a lot too. Fair enough. Every game you play, you've never seen or heard of or seen it. That's what I love about your streams. I get to see new gameplay. Well, thank you. I'm glad we're putting some new stuff out there for people, at least. This one is not super well known, so.
It is, yeah, it's definitely not as commonly known. I only picked it up because it was on sale, I think, on Steam as part of like the company that made its bundle.
Yeah.
Or the publisher's bundle.
Only thing I'd like is the name of a place. No, yeah, well, see, I remember seeing footage for this years ago now, and like it's been on my list of something I wanted to check out for a long time. And I remember I remember reading that like it would be broken up into 3 parts. So I remember thinking, well, I'll just wait till all 3 parts are out. Which normally I don't do with things. Normally I just am like, no, I want to consume it immediately, but I pretty much only get games when they're massively on sale on Steam at this point.
Each of the 3 games starts off where the immediately where the last one ended.
Right, so it's a very continuous thing. It's like it's back to back to back.
Where you download or like you load your save into the next game.
Right, which is great.
And it gives you an achievement for doing it too, because it really does prefer you to do that.
See, Nobleman up by Eastwall, that was months ago, last I know. Hod skulks away with a wave of Eric's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while until this blows over, you figure. Yeah, we'll go to the Winchester and have a pint while we wait for all this to blow over. Your bodyguard steps forward. I'm done here. Like Mass Effect, how's the ending? Well, Tim, without any spoilers, is the ending good?
Vastly different endings. Like, vastly different endings. To the point where...
Unlike Mass Effect.
Like
Green back in the
without giving too much away, you can quite possibly end the entire world, like, end of days, blow up the planet.
Oh, Jesus, really?
Most everyone can survive it.
Interesting.
It literally just depends on the myriad of choices you make.
Ulysses, I feel like you really should be here for all the Wednesday streams, at least in the chat, so you can help pick dialogue.
See, and I honestly thought that I had gotten the good ending based off of like what it was, and then I looked it up and I'm like, oh shit, this person could have lived? When the fuck was that? Oh, that was a choice in the first game that got him killed in the third? Okay, whatever.
Wow. What color endings can I pick? Eggplant. I think that's a compliment. I don't think he means a big dick. I don't think that's what he's talking about. Eric, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Todd, but he used to be a scoffling. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I can tell, the name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls on the ground. I'm going to find them. I'll meet you there. Just read this all with like a 1930s radio voice. Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? Yeah. What a luxury. Come on, you've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. Okay. Oh. Is it supposed to do that? Just go... Oh, yeah, okay. You arrive in front of what must be the nobleman. A few minutes later, Eric appears with a weather-beaten man, introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out. Eric says over his shoulder. Right. You know what they should do?
It's Eirik.
Eirik.
Fucking correct you.
All right. No, that's okay. That's okay. Eirik. All right. They should do this studio should do a game based off of Dragonlance. That's what I want to see. Let's get it over. You're walking through the front door. Now, Tim, have you seen the Dragonlance animated movie? Because it's one of the worst animated movies I have ever seen. They ran to a meat house, says Valgard. I'll be surprised if they could stand up straight right now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eirik is already at the head of a table.
2D CG game?
Yeah, well, it's CGI that looks like it's from 93 and 2D that looks like it's from like 1985, and it was made in 2008.
Huh.
The Dragonlance movie is one of those so bad it's good sort of. But yeah, it's just so fucking bad that it's hilarious.
It's for free on YouTube.
It is. Wide-eyed, drunken scoff. It's a good group movie. Get some friends together, have a couple beers, watch it as a group.
Drunken scoffings.
Scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and maid steins in the process.
3 weeks earlier.
Ready.
Also, you'll notice Ubin just standing there by the door looking on. Ubin is a pacifist.
Yeah. Huh, alright. There's dragon people in it. Yeah, that's true. There's dragon people that look like circumcised dicks at one point because the animation is so bad. The CGI graphics are so bad that the dragon people actually kind of look like circumcised penises. All right, let's see here. I haven't played a game with a grid structure like this in a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more dated in that regard, but at least it does it purposefully, and it makes more use of all of the like 2 and 3, even though they're just continuations of the same story, they continue to introduce new mechanics to the game. So like in the second game, the big thing that they add is destructible barricades, and in the third one they introduce waves of combat. You can choose to stay in combat for longer and fight more and more enemies to eventually fight a boss of sorts and get a new item. Or you can cut your losses because you're already beat the fuck up.
Right. Like I said, I haven't played a game like this in a while, so if I'm doing terribly, just tell me and
I'm not sure you could be.
At this
the
early
point.
on.
One of these games, you're not supposed to do them good. You can min-max, follow a guide, and do every possible thing right. But, getting 3 kills with each class unlocks a trophy. So, different classes have different passive abilities and stuff. So, like, the Warhawk has the Whirlwind as a default and no shield, so it has less armor. And then the Shield Banger has more armor than it does strength, and has like a shield bash.
Do you think it's worth spending the will points yet, or should I try and save that? Do those restock?
Those ones
between
refresh
fights?
at the end of every battle,
Oh,
and
okay.
you have more or less of them depending on that character's, like that little broken chain stat on the left bottom corner. That's how many will point powers you can use at a given time. Um, and you start off with more of them depending on the morale of your caravan. And the more
Okay.
kills you have after the
Interesting.
tutorial, the you get like a war horn at the top where you get a will point that you can use on any character uh, after kills.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that shield banger, he's just like getting it
Hey, Annie.
everywhere.
Oh yeah, shield banger. Of course, that's the thing you narrow in on, Ulysses. Dude, Tempest? Oh no, but that wouldn't really make sense in this specific.
And Tempest,
Nice, that guy was tough as shit.
yeah, Gunnulf, if you keep him alive, there's a few opportunities that he has to die. But if you keep him alive, he's a solid character through the end of the game.
Okay. Well, we'll. I mean, and you don't know what's going to get someone killed or not, really, right? Like, in
Oh
this,
yeah,
like,
something
completely...
really innocuous like, hey, this cart's gonna fall off a cliff. Do you choose to stop it or let it go? That has the potential to get someone killed.
This guy seems pretty weak. This Eirik seems like he doesn't have a lot.
He starts off weak, but if you keep him alive, in the third game he can summon a war bear.
Oh shit!
So,
all right. Well, that seems like
yeah.
a good thing.
And I believe in the second game, once you level a character up to like level 6, they unlock a second special ability, and his can be Flurry, which is just ridiculously overpowered.
Okay.
And Flurry is only overpowered because when you're attacking, it allows you to like eat through health and shield simultaneously.
Oh, that's nice. Well, and then okay, so does like health restock at the end of each battle, or is that like you have to manually give them like potions and stuff for that? Oh damn.
So if they get injured in combat, they start the following combats with less health. But if you just kind of like don't, like if you get hit in combat, it's not gonna like bring you to reduced health on the next fight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, this guy's doing most of the work. Most of the work.
And that's the tricky part because he'll level up really fast, but the level cap for each game is 5 levels higher than the next or the last. So the first one is 5, and you can run out of like
you can only go up to level
30
5
kills to get the character to max level. So if you're getting all the kills with one character, then it kind of reduces the overall effectiveness of your party. So what I used to do was weaken them with Gunnulf and then
go after
the kill with the others.
Oh, okay.
And then as you level up the other characters, like they do get stronger. The Varl are always going to be a little bit stronger.
Sure.
But they have reduced mobility, and that is a huge factor in some fights.
Okay, interesting.
Like 6 Varl in a hallway, you're only going to be able to attack with like 1.
Right, right. Flail logships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Wagner. Next for Varl Kingship, last we spoke. The other flag. I don't know, it looks important. Important guests, see what I deal with all day long. Things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools of entrails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Good luck with that. Can I ask one more favor? No! Yeah, what? No, what do you want? What do you want, man? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. maybe we will. What if we say maybe we will? I mean, that is a maybe. So like we could say
Yeah.
dinner is served. Just scoop it off the floor. There's your cannibalism for the night, folks. Eirik and Valgard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eirik tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess, give an apologetic shrug, and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Now, if you'll pardon me for just 1 second, I will be right back. Cats, I can see getting into something they should not be getting into. So, Tim, if you don't mind entertaining for just a brief moment, I will be back in just a second.
Dance right now.
Nobody could see you dance, Tim.
Damn it. So how many father-son jokes should we make now that the sun is like standing frozen in the sky? We already got Sunshine 2007 jokes. What is it, a father-son moment? I don't know. Let's see. Big fucking guy over 9,000. How's it been? Ulysses, aside from, like, you know, anything. So nothing? See, this is why he shouldn't leave me alone. This is why I don't have my own stream. Well, I know, It's Going was coffee shop talk for fucking please just kill me now. So I feel that. I do have a non-Sage stream, and the viewership is remarkably lower. No, it's actually pretty solid. Co-host takeovers tomorrow at 7:30. We've been doing Divinity Original Sin, which is a game heavily influenced by D&D, and it's actually made by the people that are going to make the new D&D game that's coming out sometime next year. It's an early access, and it's called Baldur's Gate 3, and it's ridiculous the level of shit you can do in there. Oh, you've actually played Divinity. It is actually a fairly old series, like going back all the way to like the Dragon Commander games. They had their Divinity series going back into like the 2000s. Oh, nice. The most recent one I had played, because I played Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, and then I went back and played Dragon Commander and the original 1 and 2, just Divinity. Ulysses has actually played the Divinity games.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I know
Dragon Commander was the most, I think, out there of all of the game styles they have gone. It was like RTS kind of top-down StarCraft style, except with the caveat of you're the Dragon Commander, right? And so you could turn into a dragon and assist your forces on the battlefield and like fly around with your rocket propeller fucking dragon form and just blow shit up. That was actually fun. But that game is only good for a single playthrough, and it's designed like Civ 5, or actually just any of the Civilization games, in that it's meant to be like replayed over and over, and it just doesn't have that replayability.
Well, yes, that's why you already said it, I assume. But yeah, Thursdays, the co-host takeover is Tim and No Name playing Divinity Original Sin right now.
And I agree, Ulysses.
For a while,
Original
right?
Sin 2 has like a lot more going for it than the first one. Like it seems to fix a lot of the problems and follies that first one has.
Must have. But yeah, well, if are you playing that on the Xbox or on like PC? What are you playing Divinity on?
I played it. I think we're both playing it on PC.
Okay. Well, shit. I mean, Ulysses, if you guys ever want a third co-host for that game, I mean.
Oh, absolutely. And plus, like,
obviously that's up to all of you guys, but
that one is actually 1 to 4 players. So, like, having
a
character that's specifically dedicated to people dropping in and playing, like Adam or Ulysses.
So, but maybe
Original Sin 1 is only 2 players.
So maybe if you get to the second one, though, at some point.
I did tell
That could be
Corbin,
fun.
like, because the nature of these games, they're a bit longer.
Oh, there's
So if he
cannibalism in
wants
it?
to have... Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Well,
Yeah,
there
you
you
can
go.
straight up be an undead, and the undead are like an entire race of people. They're not just like a byproduct of another species. They're an actual species called the Eternals. And,
Interesting.
like, they have something called the Face Ripper, where they can use a magical
sounds
device
fun.
to gain the appearance of another race and their passive and active racial abilities.
I've no sense that you're so far from home. You're turning from harboring. Okay. Yeah, I
And
mean,
then,
well,
like, what
I'm
is it?
gonna. The fact that the game has cannibalism in it, I'm going to highly
Oh
encourage
yeah,
you,
elves eat
Ulysses,
people to get their memories. So you
Oh,
can
that's
just,
awesome.
if you find body parts,
That's
you're
cool.
encouraged as an
I'm
elf
glad
to
for
eat
it.
it.
That's great. I'm honestly highly encouraging you guys, Ulysses, for you to be on the Thursday show at some point, just so that you can really get into the cannibalism with Tim
There's
and No
quests you can fuck up where you're supposed to retrieve a head as a bounty reward, and instead your elf just eats the head.
The king of men or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. That's cool. The king's whelp, you say? King's son Luden. Don't you know, Scrivener? Visit his capital, he visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Of course it is. Almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around. You're going to Grafheim. The distinct feeling I finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. I don't know why the 30s radio voice is where I keep going with this. It's not very tonally fitting, but what he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. Where's Moger? Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading to meet the governor. You think I should keep doing
I
it?
can't. Please have him find a place. That would be peachy keen, eh?
Oh, it's the
See?
giants to partner's wake. You recognize a few. Others a stranger. Oh, I gotta wait for that to...
See,
Others a stranger to you.
It's kind of coming off as that dude who has a tale to tell in Rick and Morty. You can use my lighthouse, but first you must listen my tale.
1930s Viking fantasy sounds like a good combo. Yeah, why not, right? Guess I'm off to find Moga. See you in the morning, Scripter. I'll be alone.
Oh, top of the morning to you, Scribner.
The young prince of apples from ships. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Ludens look for all the world to the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs of spiders. Long road back to the Grafheim should be more interesting than most years, you think? All right. Weariness suddenly settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. On the other hand, if you're going to join Vognar's caravan tomorrow, it might not hurt to share a drink with Hakon or introduce yourself to the prince they spoke so highly of. Now, can you only do one of these things? Is this an
You
option?
should be able to do all of them.
Okay.
But sometimes they will have like a... You have this amount of time to prepare for this battle. Choose one of the things to like do. And it'll be
Interesting.
like fortify, find additional supplies, train recruits.
And
that
then
kind of
as,
shit.
later on, then it's like you can only do so many of all of these different activities.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
And it just depends on the scenario.
Interesting. All right. Cool. Is this the right place? Find the prince at an inn. Guards blanket the building, including a sharp-eyed barrel who must be working for Luden. Woman in red eventually waves you over and stands nearby, arms crossed. Greetings, Prince Luton. Yes, you're with... Well, every character's going to have the same voice. I'm not doing more than one. Yes, you're with Vognir. I don't remember you. Not exactly. I've known Vognir a long time. I'll be joining you back to Grafheim with my guards. Luton looks up for the
You need
first
to do
time.
what
The
I
woman
do
doesn't
during
react.
D&D.
Why?
Just fucking have a whole cache of voices.
Oh, no. I think it's funnier with everyone sounds like a 1930s radio host.
This is fucking great.
I work for the king, carrying ties to the capital. You should have readied an entire cast of 30s mobster boy. We work for the king, We carry the ties to the capital.
Hey,
Crossed
we're
by
the king's
chance.
thugs, eh?
Yeah, tax collector, fine company. What do you want? Have a habit of recording history. Thought I might talk about your visit. I hope to learn more about you, just to introduce myself. Chat, what do you think? What should we say? Well, what are these three options? The music is also has been consistently really good at this too. The music is very good.
Oh,
history?
Yeah.
Let's go with the history.
One of the things that they have
eh?
is the musical style goes for like the kinds of music that would play off of the echoing properties of like the fjords.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Barrel historian, eh? Don't you already know your king and mine have both been practically trumpeting through the cities? I've been on the road a while, I'm afraid. Lunatic's deep sigh. Whether tired or ungracious, you aren't certain. Maybe both. A formality, mostly. Vognir came to our capital in our Otterang, and now we go to the Varl's capital in Grofheim to cement this grand alliance for the next age of men and Varl. You sound unconvinced. There's no need for it, and it's damned cold up here. Get the sense he's struggling not to complain. That sounded like a complaint to me. Take the opportunity to excuse yourself. Oh, is that it? Was that the whole conversation? All right. Thought he would have more lore drop to give us.
The prince is kind
in
of
a meat house. Oh, I believe that. He's a prince. It just makes sense. Find a con in a meat house surrounded by other Varl. Oh, well, at least he's got character development. Strand is no longer the Varl, but rarely sees this many. Hakan waves you over. Went straight for the flagon. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't invited to the governor's hall. Princes are always awful. Look at Saudi Arabia. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Ooh, man, I almost. I might. God, I'm trying to think. Like I wish I had a PC I could just stream directly off of because we've got the 2 hour Summer Games Fest thing tomorrow, and I'm really hoping we get some cool announcements. I wish I could stream that. Like, that'd just be fun. Vognir's the one who agreed to pass up a drink. I wasn't. Oh no, I already read that. You already missed the massacre. Every year I make the rounds collecting taxes. Every year it's the human settlements that give me trouble. No surprise. What this time? When I got here, the Great Hall was already full of bodies. We added a few more. Humans, I guess. If only they lived long as a Yox fight, I might be desperate to make something of myself, too. It's not too late to start trying, I can't. Khan let slip at a low chuckle. Any Varl could recount his deeds, known as he is for cutting a swath through Dredge at Vognir's side in the Second Wall, and regularly since then. Down here, I'm a glorified bodyguard. You might have a point. Just another reason to get back to Grofheim. Soon enough, I imagine. Drink until the meat house becomes overbearing and step back into the cool air outside. Alright. And then we go take a nap, I guess. At dawn, you're woken by a delivery of goods. At least you think it's dawn. Damn hard to tell with the sun that never moves. Governor's crested dons and supply letters, all there just as promised. To your mild surprise, you wonder if Eirik had anything to do with that. I almost said Eric. I was so close to... For God's sake, the treasure wagon down to the gates. Wagner is already here. A while later, Ludin and his men appear, groggy and disheveled. Wagner steps forward. Wagner is quartermaster, if you recall correctly, in charge of his unwieldy entourage of warriors. You know him only in passing. He asks if you're ready to depart. Follow Mogir and join the others. Eirik is just a pretentious Eric. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's just nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. Summarizes Strand well as a whole, you think? Was that a chapter?
Not quite, but it'll wrap up soon.
And because we talk so much, it might take us longer to get through some of the story.
True.
If we stop and talk about so many things in between. Oh, no, this is cool so far, though. I like it. It's definitely it's a nice change of pace. I think that's going to be the nice thing about all these games that we're doing in between Sekiro and Elden Ring is that it's just different stuff. We're just doing some different
options.
things.
have different outcomes, not just for survival of characters, but for the morale of your caravan. And the higher the morale, the more willpower you start off with. If you have like really low morale, you start off with like less than average willpower.
Okay. This caravan stops for the day. A gift to the Moga, cracking open mead casks. Oh, my gracious friend, the governor of Strand. I was passed with righteous laughter as the mead is passed through the camp. No, Ulysses, you said drink all. No, there's drink a lot and there's drink a little. I'm assuming you're saying drink a lot. Now, Tim, toast to Wagner, is this a significant decision?
Well, Wagner is the crown prince of the Jarl.
Right, okay. So
of the Varl.
Does that mean is a toast drinking more? Die of alcohol poisoning.
A toast would just be you're drinking, but you're also doing a toast.
So drink a lot is still the most amount of drinking.
I think.
All right. Well, that's what Ulysses wants, and I'm going to give it to him. So not often you get the chance to relax on the road. The odds of something happening to the treasure cart is low, especially in this company. So you take advantage. Hey, morale was increased. So you rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Mulger is already kicking warriors awake when you spot Ludin stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up. You nudge Volnir or Bogner. You're needed. It's Ludin. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Bogner releases a caged yawn and receives a hard-eyed stare in return. How long to Grafheim? We're only 2 days out of Strand. Come, I'll show you the map. Or on a map. Bah. This is the map of the world. You can explore by panning with R and zooming. Damn, okay, this seems like a huge map, but I'm assuming because it's so story-heavy that, you don't really spend that much time in too many of these locations.
Yeah. That's exactly the case.
Location of caravan is indicated here. Okay. The world covered with many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, selecting locations with L1, R1, or blah, blah, blah. Press X for more information. The waters to the west were named not for the reach, but for their depth. The longships lost even somewhat close to the shore are best considered gone to the depths forever. Cardinal directions. Early did mankind begin sailing up and down the coasts, but also into the vast, searching for new continents. Of the many secrets the early sailors learned was the sunstone, which helped them to deduce the direction they were sailing, even with the sun shrouded behind clouds. Finish researching the world map. Press circle to return to travel or to camp. Oh, whoops! I didn't mean to do that yet. Well, whatever. Now, is this landmass we just saw? Is that the whole 3 games? Is that like all 3 games take place on this continent?
The map changes and updates according to what's happening in the story. In some places you never visit, you travel through them, or some places like you just straight up don't even go near, and the lore is there for you to read it if you want.
But it's not crucial necessarily.
It's not crucial. It's basically the equivalent of descriptions in Dark Souls.
Like items and stuff. Yeah. Okay. We head north and east, past the forts. Grafheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have drank last night, Ludin. Why not take the ships to Skrymir instead? Or to Skrymir instead? What's the point of marching? Tim, do you know the actual character Skrymir from Norse mythology?
Not off the top of my head.
Skrymir is a particularly hairy giant, and Loki and Thor travel through the lands that Skrymir lords over. His headquarters being Utgard Castle, and he foists upon them a series of trials to kind of test their strength. In Season 2 of Attack on Titan, when the Beast Titan attacks Castle Utgard by sending waves of Titans to test the strength of the soldiers, that entire sequence is a reference to that piece of Norse mythology, actually.
Huh. Oh, that's right. Skrymir is also the Utgard He's a Jotnar, that literally means
Yep.
Loki of the Outlands. So they're the Jotunheim version of Loki, even
Yep.
though Loki.
Well,
you
Yoki's
know,
technically, I mean, yeah.
but Loki's also the slut
Loki's
of
weird.
the Norse gods. He fucked a horse.
He got raped by a horse, actually. He turns into a horse and then gets pinned down by another horse before he can change back. And then the rest of the gods just kind of make fun of him for that till the end of time.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. But then yeah, Scribery is right. He's described as being like super, super hairy, and that's kind of the Beast Titan in Attack on Titan is somewhat inspired by that. Silverstone Bay is called for that for a reason. Stays covered in ice all year and would tear up the longships. No wonder he caused the end of the world. Yeah, Loki. Yes, that's why Loki caused Ragnarok, is because. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, the Nordic. I mean, the Aesir in particular are. I mean, they're all fucking pieces of shit. So, too bad though. Could have shown you all the wonders of Scribe instead. Half second sense. Dredge and glaciers. You like glaciers? I've got some glaciers in my trench coat here. Would you like a glacier, boy? Ludin exhales through the nose, a poor disguise for his contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking at his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill, Wagner. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off. Ludin's got a shorter wick than Hakon. Thanks, Wagner. Let's get moving. Another half day to Beardville if we're lucky. Camp is where you manage your caravan. During travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. All right. You can pass time by using the rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. High morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. Okay. The training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to go back to the road. All right. What's the hero's tent? Oh, there it is. All right. Select a unit and view stats, promote ranks, and learn about abilities. Use the select button to learn about a unit's abilities. Bring the pain. Character strikes an adjacent enemy for armor break damage before hunkering down and boosting his passive ability. Return the favor to return even more break damage for one turn. By using Bring the Pain, he can create a forward charge that punishes enemies for ganging up against him. Rank 1, normal break attack. Oh, passive ability. Enemies who attacks a him loses... Is that a typo? Enemies who attacks a him loses 1 point of armor for each strike the character.
Oh.
Yeah, that's straight. That is straight up broken English right there. I mean, whatever. I'm sure it's just a translation thing. Return the favor triggers every time he takes damage from an adjacent enemy, which can make it devastating to hit him with attacks that strike multiple times. All right.
So some characters are more of a tank build and others are more for damage.
That's a good question, Ulysses. I actually don't know. Tim, do you know? Do you know?
I'm looking it up.
Titan straps. Oh, I don't even have any points available.
Developed in Austin, Texas.
I don't think they have an excuse then. They don't have an excuse for that.
And published by Versus Evil, which is also from Texas, Maryland, and California.
Oh, I can promote. Texan is a different language. I guess promote them, right? So live past their first battles and start a journey down the path to legend. Yeah, fuck it. Unit has points available to spend. Improving stats and talent to activate one of the plus buttons. Yeah, alright. Now, Tim, am I making a stupid choice with these upgrades?
Oh no, basically, a good idea for any character is max out the health, max out the ability to the shield break thing.
Sure.
Um, with this guy, I would take one of the points out of like the health and put it into his willpower thing, because like without it, he can't really use like the green one.
And just like Dark Souls, I'm gonna ask your advice for all for the upgrades and stats for this. And I don't think I could do anything else. All right.
For other characters, I think the first level you want to do is, like especially humans, is the shield break ability. Because how much shield you're able to break is directly correlated to that.
Okay. Hey, they're reading it for me now.
With frozen wings swept of the valley. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
Yeah, they're watching us from this fence down here. Oh yeah, this is another game where you can kind of tell this was made for a PC for sure originally, because you've got that little mouse cursor.
Yeah.
By Hadraborg. It's a lot of borrow for some missing cattle. What? A couple days back sent word to Strand about the cattle, didn't expect an army. Looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you aren't here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? Wouldn't know, my boys. Seen men up the hill carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scaffoldings out here, maybe? Could they have a varl working for them? Now, from what the governor told me, I'm going to take a look around and get camp set up. The peasant spits his eyes, anxiously dotting about as the caravan sets up tents. We'll be here no more than a day. There's silver for any food you got. Hundreds of varl, are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You thinking of squatting? Not enough room for a couple hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up! Hear that? We're looting. Of course, the prince is running off like a fucking bitch. Like, yeah. It's faint. Sounds like fighting and something else. Khan takes off at a run. Well. Oh, he's all by himself. Uh-oh. Pressing X on any tile will automatically make a path, but you can also set waypoints. Oh, that's interesting.
So you can avoid environmental hazards and whatnot.
Waypoint pathing is useful when you need to avoid certain tiles. Okay, that's cool. Spearman can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Press up to compare your... Oh, cool. Well, that's nice to have. Well, this guy... with one character, this guy seems fucked. Spearman can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. Okay. Armor blocks attacks on strength for each enemy. Armor higher than your strength, there's a 10% chance the attack will be deflected. Notice the chance to hit shown above the attack button. Attack this enemy's strength. Alright. Alright. It's just teaching me how to be ineffective. Is that what this tutorial is? Deflected attacks do no damage. Lose. Right, it definitely is. From here on out, you'll fail catastrophically if you don't break armor. Damaging both strength and armor is equally important.
So, in enemies with high, like essentially, if your strength is higher than their armor, you will a guaranteed hit, and you'll hit for however much over their armor you are. So, like, if they've got 10 armor and you've got 11 health, you're only going to hit them for 1. But if you break their armor from 5, you're going to hit them for 6. However, if they have 10 armor and you only have 9 strength, you only have a 90% chance to deal 1 damage.
Okay. So... So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking just...
So, each battle, basically, there's very little reason not to expend all of the willpower you can in any given battle scenario.
Because it'll just keep
Exactly.
Should I do... This is the toughest one. No, I don't know. What do you think? Armor? I mean, strength would do more.
And that's why it's skill to do the armor break skill earlier on. But just attack him with 4.
Yeah, because that just seems like it's more.
Even if it doesn't kill him in one hit, it reduces the amount of damage he's going to do, because he's got a lot of strength.
Right.
And later on in the game, like, enemies are going to start using willpower, too. So they are really into fucking.
I can see that they've got number. Well, that guy just did for movement's sake. Oh, is he bleeding?
Yeah, so one of the like Luden's special attack is like thrust, which knocks them back, and then every point or every space they walk, they take 1 damage for the next turn.
Does that seem? Damn. All right. Could I not actually use the special move then?
Yeah, I think you just have to back out of the one where you choose between strength and armor hit.
And if they get like if a character's health goes all the way down in a fight, it's not like Fire Emblem where that character is actually dead, right? Like they just.
Yeah, I'm like 95% sure that's the case. They just get injured, and so they're less effective until your party rests.
Okay. Oh, that didn't work. All right. Well, that's one. Cool. Okay. And you're done. Already not quite. There we go. And you're done. Go.
Man, you Shrek'd him.
I Shrek'd him.
Fucking, he's.
Is that like wrecking someone while sharding? Like what's the combination of words we're talking about?
It's when you wreck them with the power of Shrek.
Is that what I did?
Yeah, apparently. I'm not the I'm just the prophet.
Sorry, I'm questioning
just the messenger.
I'm just questioning the Shrekness of it all, I guess. Trying to get yourself killed, Luden. What are you doing? Trying to find. I was kind of hoping he was dead, to be honest. Trying to get a shot in between the plates. You're seeing a dredge before, boy. What kind of idiot? Break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. They were just there. Khan goes to where Vogner lies face down. The future Varl King lies motionless aside from a spreading pool of blood. Okay, could Vogner have been kept alive, or is this a death that happens no matter what?
That is actually one of the only scripted deaths.
Okay, it seemed like it was too early for it to really be like, significant story impact.
I put it on easy and actually managed to beat that fight as Luden, and it gets you nothing but the same cutscene where they berate Luden.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, okay, different characters.
But you'll notice that when you get
my mother's a bear.
He's already laying face down, like dead. So,
right. Is that a Colossus from Shadow of the Colossus? Kind of what that looks like.
They do kind of like, I mean, hey, it was just Luden and that one dude alone. Like, did the prince kill him? Maybe.
This we got a brave looking chick up here. Is her mother a bear?
It's not like where in Divinity there's actually a character called Bear Doter.
Well, you saw the
Me mother's a bear.
Well, you saw the movie Brave, right? Like.
Yes, and I've also seen the Robot Chicken bit because it's fucking hilarious.
Off-Brand Death Knight is another band name. That's a great... Off-Brand Death Knight is a great band name. Looks like an Off-Brand Death Knight to me. Yeah. Hey, fair. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but alright. Oh, shit. Let's see. Cool. Good shit, man. Nice. Alright.
Off-Brand Death Knight is another band name. Yeah, I'm down for that.
No, that's a great band name.
I could rave to that.
Why can't I do... Do I have to... Yeah, why can't I... Why, I'm right next to him, why can't I, It's because I'm too close? Is that the problem?
Oh yeah, archers cannot strike someone who's right next to them.
Okay. I'll make sure to move a bit further away then. Sweet. Yeah, somebody give her a knife. Like, come on. Alright. Was that the dredge? I'll fight for me own hand.
Because your mother was a bear.
Because my mother's a bear. The trailer was very misleading. Looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see. Are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the dredge attacked your cart and the ox bolted, spilled most of your supplies. You could see more dark figures moving through the trees when you glanced that direction. All that food, that's the last we're going to get before winter. What do we do? Don't run, don't think. Let me think. Alright, forget the supplies. Let's go back to Skuger. If we hurry, we can gather them before more dredge appear. Do you think we can handle more of them? Alright, so what do we think? Should we try and get more supplies? Or should we try and get supplies back? Or should we just fucking go? What's the smarter choice here?
How difficult was it to beat the dredge?
Not too bad, just the one.
Well, then, I guess you kind of have to weigh the risk of, like, would more
No guts, no glory, fight all the knights.
Different?
Fuck it, let's see if we can do it. I can see them in the trees, are you sure about this? No, but we have to try. Be quick. Alright, fuck it, we're doing it. We're trying. We're going for it. That calms the yaks while you frantically toss supplies back into the cart. More dredge emerge, but you manage to get the cart moving again before they can close in. The colossal figures slowly recede into the distance. Oh, so we totally just didn't even have to fight more of them.
You didn't have to more. Your risk paid off.
Sweet. Gamble. No snake eyes. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people are in the caravan, the faster the supplies will diminish. So can major characters, important characters, die of not having food?
Major characters won't die from supply loss. However, sometimes they will have dialogue about just like, hey, people are starving, man. What the fuck are you doing?
See how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. Most towns will have supplies to sell as well as a few items. Okay. Oh, we have 18 days of supplies right now? That's not bad. 17. Map. Say, eat the Death Knight, but I assume these people haven't invented the can opener yet. Okay. I really do like the travel shots that we've got. That's fun. Oh, Ulysses, by the way, if you go, whether it's on Twitch here, if you just go to the previous videos, or you could go to the YouTube channel. But I would recommend you do this, but I streamed like a 4-minute video of Returnal of just the next hospital sequence, just because I wanted to try and get a little bit of that out. So, because there's a lot of games coming up for the Tuesday show, so I want to get through Returnal. I want to try and get through Returnal a little bit quicker, because we're going to have a lot of stuff that I want to get through in the near future. So, I might try and do a couple of the hospital sequences as their own short videos, just to get those, so like we could do like one more full-length Returnal stream and like knock out the like remaining story content all at once. But Ivor, the enormous viral in question towers over the men in the training field. He squints as you approach. Already back, Huntmaster. Thought you'd be tomorrow. Dredge everywhere. Dredge, how did they get through Greyhorn? Must have broken through the fort. Fighters nearby have stopped sparring. They gather around you. Damn it, they'll be here soon if they're not already. He screams from the outskirts. People are running toward the Great Hall, and Ivor turns to one of the older boys in his group of fighters. Eagle, take a let to the Great Hall. Tell the chieftain what's happening. The rest of you gather up as many people as you can.
I will point out one thing about Eagle.
Yes.
Is that he has the most opportunities of any game or a character in this game to die. Across all 3 games, there's actually an achievement specifically for the first game called "Whew" for fucking not having him die.
Oh wow, because he's okay. He's just determined to die, huh?
And so, actually, starting here, this is your first choice.
He looks like a lemming.
Killed.
Well, what's the right choice?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Skeleton runs off to save the lemming. I don't know. God's Rook, don't start telling them I know what I'm doing. It's a stretch, but they bought it. What's the plan? Just hold off any dredge we see until everyone's inside, then we figure it out. More shouts drawing your attention to some atop a nearby hill. Well, alright. Sure enough, dredge are gathered in number. You hear misplaced laughter nearby. Past a pile of corpses, a man is single-handedly holding back four dredge with a battered spear. Behind you, Trigby? Is that Trigby? Is that how you'd say that? Shouts Ivor, who shoots you a dour look. If Trigby is known for being a madman... Tim, am I saying that right? Is that
yes.
Trigby? So for being a madman, at least he's the sort of who can hold a spear in the right direction. Smiles a mile wide when he realizes you're going to have to fight your way out of this. Alright. Turn order. Units move in the order you place them, from left to right. Initiative order is very important when setting up strategies. For example, put archers after melee so that they can stay safe behind your heavy hitters. Select units and rearrange their turn order. Okay. I mean, is anyone ranged here?
Not in this specific fight. But
Does it even really matter if I...
No, for this fight, no, it doesn't matter. They picked a really dumb fight. Trigby is a spear fighter, so he can fight from behind one of the other people.
And he's already automatically last right there, so... Yeah.
Exactly.
Alright, and then what's the... Oh, okay, cool. Alright. Nice. Oh, damn, that guy's huge.
Yeah, the fact that they make him bigger than the dredge, or bigger than the Varl, really kind of helps give some semblance of the dredge.
Oh yeah, he's got huge guts, lots of room to kill, lots of guts to pull out of his body.
There's the spirit.
Nice. Okay. Damn, 5. That was a 5er. Ooh, he's almost
what a whopper.
Too fucked up to continue.
I really wish the game described it like that. They're just like, looks like your character's too fucked up to continue.
Right. Alright, well, if he gets hurt, he's not gonna die, so... See, with Fire Emblem, you have to be, like, really careful, because it's like... If a character dies in battle, or gets fucked up like that in battle, they're dead. Like, that's it. Like, the character dies for the story of the entire game in Fire Emblem. Most games like this aren't that severe. Yeah, no, Fire Emblem is, it's uniquely brutal, I think, in many ways. Shit, man. Ah, shit.
All right, I did look it up. It looks like, uh,
Yep.
yeah,
Knew he
characters
was
do
going
not
down.
die from combat.
Cool. Okay, good to know. All right, well, at least one-on-one now. Ha! Barely did anything. Cool.
Oh, okay, so specific characters can die if they die in combat in specific instances.
Oh, but it has to be like a really particular place.
Yeah.
Blood, pain, and resolve. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah, I know they're injured. I know. Combat can be unforgiving. Don't hesitate to change the difficulty of battle if it leaves you frustrated, or you find yourself needing a tougher challenge. Use the options menu to change difficulty. Don't worry, you can change the difficulty at any time, and it has no effect on the story or the choices you make, unless they die in specific combat scenarios. Take stock of your handiwork. Think I'll stick with you, lads, says Trigby, unless you've got no other ideas. Ivor grunts something non-committal. I'm sorry, Tim, what were you going to say?
Oh, it's like specific scenarios where it's like, all right, you're gonna go check on this village. Oh shit, it's filled with dredge, and then there's a battle, and then if one character dies in this battle because they were like, let's go help the village, they're like dead because it's like a lore reason that they're connected.
Sure. See, Black Horde is forming at the tree line. Enough this, says Ivor, glancing over his shoulder. We're going back. Then adds work. I'm doing one more check on the houses around here, see if you can find anyone. Got it. Looking to escape the notice of more dredge on the way back. You can see them rummaging through homes, tearing the buildings apart. If you're going to look for more survivors, you make a note to do it quickly.
Also, sometimes like if you get like if all of your characters die and you get like you lose the battle, sometimes the game will make you just redo like
oh yeah, that makes sense.
And sometimes it will just be like, all right, you lost the battle. The village was lost. Continue on.
Well, I mean, yeah, keep it moving,
I believe
right?
the ending of the second game is kind of like that, where like you get a different ending based on whether you win or lose the fight.
Yeah. Huh. That's cool. I like that there's so much variation, though. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
practice.
There's so many different endings you can get that I couldn't find footage of all of them.
Wow. That's a lot. As long as I've known you, you've always wormed your way out of talking about dredge. This will be the time to start talking. Tell you they rarely stop for rest. The sooner we leave, the better. Follow us until we're tripping over tired women and children, and then they'll attack. Even after we're wiped out, they'll keep coming, trampling corpses in their wake. There's no end to them. How did anyone survive the Great Wars? Ask the Mendes. I wasn't there. But I know you fought your fair share. I've killed enough slag for one lifetime. That's why you're going to save us now. Don't lay that on me, man. Come on. Let's get inside. Rook, thank the gods you made it. Great Hall is an utter din, filled as it is with dozens of terrified families. Don't stop worrying yet. I haven't. What in the depths is going on? Dredge milling around, ransacking houses. Chieftain's wife finds you, pushing through the crowd. Oh, odd leaf. They must know we're here. Why haven't they attacked? Don't know. I wouldn't expect it to last. Made some decisions, but tell me straight, what would you both do in my place? I'd have left by now. They're already outside the doors. Not so easily done, eh, Rook? Time to play the guessing game of tattoo or skin disease. Should we run and listen to him, or should we hold out and try and fight him?
What your choices in this dialogue do cause one or two people to die.
Ulysses doesn't know either, and is in chat, so I'm gonna let him have that decision.
I will say, if you cut and run without saving any supplies in this village, you run into the likelihood of starving.
So it's,
but if you stay too long and try to get like more of your followers are gonna die.
What do you think, Ulysses? Stay and fight, or try and get away? Fight and win. All right. The chieftain does not like that reply. Imagine us fighting back and saving the town, but nonsense. Ivor's right, of course. We can't just wait to be slaughtered. Where do we go if Ginger coming down from the north? Frostviller to the west. It's close and it has walls. It's had to be free of Skoger in one push. Nobody left behind. I wouldn't if they follow us. We're done. What do you suggest? Let me create a distraction, then go. I'll catch up on the road to Frostviller. Sounds like suicide, Ivor. Let's do as the chieftain says. Ivor's right. I'll help with the distraction. What if we set the town on fire as we left? Do we abandon the storehouse? Interesting.
Now, some dialogue options feed back in because the dude's like, absolutely not. Let's go on.
I feel like a distraction's a good idea, right? I mean, that seems like a smart, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
Do we also abandon the store? Oh yeah, if we burn it all, isn't that also? Chieftain thinks for a long moment. I didn't ask for advice just to ignore it. Promise you're not throwing away your lives on this. That wasn't part of my plan. Ivor? Nope. Then I'm coming with you. Catches you by surprise, the chieftain rubs his chin, but doesn't argue. From the training she's given, Alette, you've no doubt she can handle a bow. Fine, I'll get the townspeople ready. Make your move, Ivor. We'll leave when you're clear. Alright.
The best part about this game is it constantly keeps you guessing on your choices.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I want Gil with us, says Ivor. If something happens to us, I need him to tell the chieftain. Ivor goes off to find him. Alette finds you. I know that what you're doing. You have to let me come, she says. Don't leave me, please. I'll be good. Do we let her come with, or do we make her go with the rest of the villagers? What do you think, Ulysses? Should we let the novice with us to fight?
Do you have confidence in her abilities?
Right.
Or do you play the doting father?
Two bows is better than one. I mean, you're not wrong. All right, we'll let her come. Promise, she says. Ivor soon finds you both. Let's go. Remember, we're not trying to fight them all. We're just getting their attention. Step into the town courtyard where you can already see Dredge in every direction. Ivor starts banging his shield and swearing at them. We kill a few, he shouts, and the rest will follow. You steel yourself for a tough fight. One or more of your units is injured. Injured units can still fight, but have a penalty to max strength equal to the number of days wounded. They heal as time passes. Oh, right. They're already fucked up, though. Shit, I didn't think about that. Is there any way to fix them before fight, or is it only...
It's only by resting.
Damn. All right.
But luckily, it's not by a whole tremendous amount.
Well, for this fight, though... All right. Oh, damn, I can't. Oh, shit, that doesn't... All right. Couldn't get quite far enough. Yeah, let's take the armor down a bit. Of course you're just gonna come over here and... Fuck you, man. Ah! See, is that far enough over for the... Nope. Damn.
Her rain of arrows is essentially a trap ability, so you put, put it in a spot and hope, or try
hope
to
an enemy tries
one
to...
of them.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it does hit them, like, it stops them from doing their full turn, essentially.
Okay. Well, hopefully the big guy steps on that. Jeez. Alright, this fucker needs to... Damn. I'm probably doing this terribly. I really don't play a lot of games like this. Oh, that guy's dead now already too. Yeah, I don't play. Yeah, I don't play a lot of these types of games, so I'm probably not doing great. Tactical games do take some getting used to. Yeah, I mean, and I've definitely spent time with them, but yeah, just not in a while. All right, knocking that guy down a bit. There we go. Okay, we got the big one at least.
Here.
Are you gonna win? Oh.
I mean, I hope so.
Is Eagle gonna die? Or Eigel, fucking Greg?
Alright, we got 2 left. Eggo my waffles.
You gotta say, you gotta say that like fucking
Cool.
Lauren Boebert says, Fauci ouchie. She's like, I want you to Lego my ego.
I'm sure someone said it like that in one of those commercials at some point.
Just like hand waving in the air, just fucking really pronounced fucking arm movements while you're saying it.
Did you see how Dr. and Tony Science, as he likes to call himself, has now come out and said, oh yeah, COVID's really not that big a deal.
Well, yeah, like
the guy that was in charge of telling everyone it was a big deal is now like, yeah, no, I mean,
well, like the current permutation of it is absolutely not a big deal. It's not gonna be long
but
until
like
it's like the permutation of the common like flu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we've had that for a while, and that's not what he was saying for most of that time.
Yeah.
Things begin to look dicey. We are eventually able to lose them in the thick woods, where they have difficulty keeping up. Climb to an overlook and wait for the caravan to appear. An hour later, so that worked. So that worked pretty well, it seems like. Well, if it's the first to spot them, she puts the road as you rejoin them. You can tell there was trouble. Some people wounded, others missing. So yeah, okay, there was some death. There was some death. I assume it's impossible to avoid like all the death though in this game, right? Like the best possible ending is still probably going to have some people die along the way.
Yeah, no, you're not able to keep 100% of your caravan alive, but I think you're able to keep 100% of the main characters alive.
Okay. Group is gathered at the rear of the caravan. Oddleaf walks beside a covered figure in the open wagon. Old fool, she says through clenched teeth, I should have stayed with them. The chieftain's death hits you like a blow to the gut. You continue on to Frostwheeler in silence. That's hand firmly in your own. All right. how many chapters would you say are in this first game?
First game, I believe it's either 7 or 8.
Okay, this is only 2. So we stopped and we've talked so much that we didn't make a ton of forward momentum, but that's okay.
Well, and plus the first couple of chapters are longer than like the 4th or 5th one are.
Oh, all right, fair enough. You have to pull them together, says Ivor. It'd be dangerous to stop until at least the Godstone. The path should be just ahead. Interesting. Keep a steady pace. Slow the pace so everyone can catch up. Call an early stop for the day. Or rally the caravan with a speech. Ulysses, what do you think? What you think? Should we
Braveheart.
Captain America with the speech, or let people rest? What are you thinking? What's your opinion?
If our hearts
better have one
brave.
hell of a speech. All right, let's do it. Make your way into the rear and hoist a small child onto your shoulders. Fight for every step. Remember those who didn't make it and push onwards. The clansmen see your effort and follow suit, pushing themselves harder. I hope that worked. Something like, listen here, fat. Jack, I'm going to tell you what to do, Jack. You want to do push-ups? You go to the back of the parking lot and do some push-ups? Oh, morale declined. Shit, that did not work. That was a terrible speech. Let's be honest.
As the time goes on, morale will go down because essentially you're doing that whole amount of traveling without stopping to rest.
True, but it was a shitty speech. Let's just be clear about that. That was not a good speech.
Oh yeah, that was.
It was a terrible speech. Far enough for today? You think so? You think so now? Alright. After a day of misery, men and women drop their meager possessions beneath the godstone of Hridvaldir. I'm sure I'm going to say some of these things totally wrong. What are we doing? We just left our homes because suddenly they were dredge. Chieftain did what I suggested, and look what he got for it. Look at those people. Somebody has to hold them together. That's you, Rook.
Oh, the chieftain died?
Oh, alright. Well, did that not happen for you?
I think the chieftain, I think he's one of the other people that always dies. I just forgot that it was at this part.
What do we do if we run into more dredge? You mean when? I'll be honest with you, these men can't take on dredge by themselves.
Is Egil still alive?
Ego! In fact, we'll lose 2 for every slag we take down. So we run? Only if you want to lose women and children, we're going to have to fight, and there are going to be deaths. Gods be damned, why is this happening? Think of how I feel. Yeah, he lived through that fight. Stuck nursing a bunch of weaklings. You do care, I could tell. Men are a plague on the world, worse than any dredge, as far as I could tell. Chats like this are why we get along so well. Yeah. Sleep poorly, the sun forever stuck to an eternally bright sky. Before the others rise, you find yourself staring over long, low hills covered in pine. Godstone looms overhead. The massive eyes of Hridvaldir look the same direction as you. Inspect the stone. Weathered stone doesn't see many visitors. Not much reason to travel so far east. When hunters come through, they sometimes stop to give offerings. Out of habit more than anything else, now that the gods are dead. Hridvaldir was the god of hunters and of wild beasts. Occasionally seen roaming the land as both man and wolf, he was always depicted in effigy with his terrible spear. Can wonder what he'd think about his woods being full of dredge now. Young girl from the caravan approaches you. I made this for you, she says, handing you a crude necklace carved from a branch she must have found nearby. Thank you for saving my mama, she says, before running back to her tent. Back at your tent, you rouse Alette, who clings to your arm until she's completely awake. Bad dreams, eventually. They specifically state he had a shitty spear. Now, is it terrible as in it was great and mighty and terrible, or is it terrible as in, yeah, his spear sucked? Tim, which one of those two? What way is terrible being used there? Because it could be either
both.
of those. Both? Because it could be terrible, like terrible and mighty. It could be that, or it could be like, yeah, his spear just kind of sucked.
Oh, if you're talking about
the statue they were just talking about.
Oh yeah, then it's the mighty sort.
The mighty and terrible. Okay, so it's more of it in that way. All right. Eventually the camp is broken down. It's time to move on to Frostvillier. It feels like an end more than a start. Oh, we got a rune. Oh, because we looked at the... Cool. Cool.
Yeah, typically spending time around any godstone you come across...
You'll get something for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. We've only got another 4 days of supplies left. This is getting... Caravan halts when a group of men appear on the trail. Weapons at their feet. We've seen the dredge in your wake, says one. We don't wish to meet them alone. If you let us join you, we'll show you a water goal with enough animals to fill those supply wagons. An inherent fear of strangers raises from mutters from the caravan. Allow the men to join you? What are you doing out here alone? Refuse the men and make sure they don't follow. I feel like it's not a bad idea to ask first, right? I mean, right? I mean, like...
Yeah.
We were hunting here for food when the dredge found our village, says the man. When we returned, he looks away, unable to finish. I mean, it's a matter of, are these people fuckers and are they lying? Or is that a legit story? I mean, because I feel like there's no way to really know.
I mean, that's literally exactly what just happened to you guys. Like, you came back to your village and
I
it was
could
under
eat them.
attack.
Ulysses is just like, let's just eat them. Let's just eat them. Allow them to join you, turn them away. You can join us as food. We do need food. But then the supplies will go faster, too, and we're low on supplies.
True. And then in war scenarios, you need more people willing to fight, like more fighters and villagers and stuff.
All right, let's take them.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
So let's trust him for now. All right. Link! Come here, Link! Come here, buddy! There you are. Gets so excited he runs over here right away. Every time you say his name. Oh! Alright. You just lick the controller. Oh, I didn't get to read that. Come here, Link. Come here. Come here. Come sit down. See, during arrest, one of the men got too drunk and ends up splashing meat at a warrior's face. A brawl erupts. Many thrown fists and a broken bone later. The instigator, Raffensvater, is tossed onto the ground at your feet. Angry clansmen looking for satisfaction. His personal defense is a little more than drooling mumbles. Coerce a public apology from him. Tie him up until he dries out. Laugh off the scuffle. Encourage the others to let the issue drop. Interesting. My instinct is to tie him up until he dries out, to be honest. But, I don't know. Ulysses, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Tie-dye. Alright. Grab a rope from the supplies and make short work of the sot. A few onlookers throw scraps at him. Most just walk away with a laugh, at least content that some measure has been taken. Okay. Caravan is visibly relieved to find a small village on the way to Frostfeller with beds and fresh supplies. The locals here are shocked by the news you bring, discuss it amongst themselves while you set up nearby. Hey, we made it to... We could restock. Let's go talk to people. How's the arm? Find Eagle just outside the camp practicing his sword swings. Sorry, you're taking some hard hits out there. Great. Not great, considering everything, but I'm fine. My arm's fine. It's a strong shield. It's Rook, right? No, we haven't talked much before. Or is this the little hand motion? The animation is so, like, subtle for the most part, and just lifting up his hand every once in a while. If you want, just call me Gil. Okay, Gil. I want to let you know that I meant what I said before about making sure nothing happens. I've never seen a shield like that. He's got carpal tunnel. I honestly need to get some like legit like gamer compression gloves for some of the harder games that we play on the channel, because some of those really are hell on my hands after a long enough amount of time. Like Doom Eternal hurts my hands. Never seen a shield like that. Ivor seems to think you're pretty good. Protective, heading back to camp. Let's ask about that shield. I doubt there's many. My father made this. Solid metal, very heavy, but I've been practicing with it since I was a kid. He's got the guts thing. He's practiced with the big thing since he's a kid, build up that muscle. Spent a lot of time getting used to it. Oh, hey! That's something we haven't talked about on the stream yet. Berserk is being continued. Ulysses, I don't even know if Ulysses, if you've heard that yet, but Berserk is officially being continued. So he raised it up to show you. Pretty good with it now. It's the only thing my father's have left. And when my mother died, she gave it to me before she died. Ivor seems to think you're pretty good. Did he say that? It's good. Trying never had to fight like anything like Dredge before, but don't have much else to do, and how many people get to train with the Varl? Seems like I could be a help to someone. That's what I want to be. Well, dead parents go cry with Batman. I don't want her to get hurt. See his cheeks turn bright red. Ah, he likes her. Ah, let's tease him about it. Don't worry, she can take care of herself too. I know, I didn't mean. Easy, Gil, I know what you meant. And that's it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty optimistic about Berserk being continued. I think the guy doing at the head of this continuation is very qualified. I have high hopes that the remainder of the series will turn out pretty well. Need something? Let me know. I can do anything you need. Between you and Ivor, we're gonna be okay. I'll do anything. Wink, wink.
I'll be your pawn, Rook.
God. Yeah, we need some supplies, man. Can we buy... I mean, shit. I want a decent amount at least. That's the max I can buy. Should I is that a waste to spend it all on that? All that on supplies, or?
Nope.
All right.
As you go on, supplies tend to get more expensive, and fewer between.
All right. And yes, let's rest. Scorpion candy. All right, let's head out. You're only just outside of the village when two men in red approach. My name is Hogan. Says one. My brother is Mogan. I don't trust these guys. Many from the village wish to join you to Frostviller. A third man, exuding rage, charges up to the group. Shut your mouth, Hogan, he screams. Uh-oh. Hulk Hogan? Oh, God. I hope not. We're about to have some Hulkamania issues here? What's going on? These bastards don't speak for us. They've been trying to divide the village since you got here. Sure, you can keep whoever wants to stay and die. The rest of us will go with the reasonable people of Skoga. I'll have you both gutted before I let half the village desert. Behind their angry villager, a mob of armed thugs have appeared, all furrowed brows and nervous stares. You both know what will happen to the rest of us if the fields are abandoned. Nobody leaves. There won't be anything to tend once the dredge arrive. I mean, that's true. Let your people decide on their own. I don't want anything to do with this. I mean, they are going to probably just kill everyone that stays behind. I mean, so dredge my ass. All right. I don't know what the scam is this time, Hogan, but you got two choices. Get back to work or I'm finally putting you in the ground. Mogan, what do you say? Thought it was unfair that he only asked me. Mogan draws his axe slowly, followed by Hogan. Despite their confidence, the brothers are significantly outnumbered. I think I make a poor farmer. Sound very different without the comma. Settle this yourselves, don't get involved. I won't kill men for defending their homes. Side with the villagers. Ivor, let's make this a fair fight. Side with the brothers. Interesting.
So, these two brothers, I will say, if you help them, they join your caravan.
Sure.
If you side with the villagers, I think you get some supplies.
Well, like, it sounds like these brothers have it seems like they have some sort of history of pissing off everyone else in this town, right? So, like...
True. Well, it also sounds like they're trying to leave, and the villagers are willing to kill them to prevent them from leaving.
Right, that's true. But, like, maybe is that because the problems that they've caused in the past have been so significant that like maybe they deserve it? You know, like I guess that's the question I'm having.
Yeah.
We'll side with the brothers. We'll take a chance on them. The thugs hesitate as you pull your axe. You notice that Alette is nowhere to be seen. Oh, where'd she go?
I don't like killing humans.
All right. Can I not? Why can't I? All right. All right. Let's do it. Well, these are probably going to be much easier to beat. I'm just assuming.
Oh yeah, the humans. Yeah, they're almost always like they fold like paper cranes.
Hey, you're going to attack the big guy? Not the smartest decision, I don't think. Origami humans? Wait, what about origami? I'm sorry, wait, Ulysses, where are you getting origami?
I said they fold like origami compared to the dredge.
Oh, God, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, I get it now, I get it. Damn. Yeah. Take him out. Thrasher, huh?
Kill him in one hit.
Oh, you need some armor broken off you, do you? Do you get... good question, Tim. Do you get combat healers at some point in this game? Oh shit, they took him out.
A form of them, like in the third game, yes you do, but in the first game you get access towards the end to somebody that can restore armor.
Okay.
But like magic in this world is something that's got like very strict rules to it and takes a lot out of the person who's actually doing it.
Okay. Oops.
Oof.
Oh, whoops, that's... Well, I guess that's... Nice. I can't believe my big guy went down.
Yeah, Ivor's like pretty strong, but he's not immortal. He's close.
Close.
Actually, Varl are technically immortal. Like, if they don't die from combat wounds, they just straight up don't age or anything. They age very, very, very slowly, but like over the course of like hundreds of years.
Okay. So, Bruce, thank you with wide grins. Soon, many of the villagers have joined your caravan. You scan around anxiously for Alette, who had gone missing when the fighting began. Eventually, you find her watching from afar. Hogan returns at that moment, introducing you to his son and wife, and you soon set out again.
Oh, so yeah, they kind of just like, yeah. This is my wife and kids that would have died if you
All
hadn't
right,
sided
that's
with me.
probably good, though. That's probably good that we took him then. Alet marches quietly alongside the caravan, a little distance since leaving the village. When you stop for a rest, Oddleaf approaches you both. Alet to have something for you. Leaf has gathered up the long banner from the caravan and smiles warmly as she passes it to Lit. What's this about? I was hoping you'd sew up the banner with everything that has happened since we left Skoger. Come find me another time, Rook, and we'll talk. Before you can comment, she departs. Dad, are you chieftain now? I guess I'll have to find out. It looks that way. I don't know. Seems that way. Oh, then that means both quiet for a moment while Alet unfurls the banner. Oddleaf has been teaching me how to sew. She speaks highly of you. Can we read the part about Mom? On the banner has been sewn the story of the families who have lived in Skoger throughout the years, just as is done on every banner in every town. She were here, but I'm kind of glad she isn't. Section of banner about your family is short, but Alet has been sewing in colorful designs. Why do you say that? So she doesn't have to deal with all of this. Dredge, leaving home, and why do you have to kill those men in that village? I mean, if it's okay to ask. They would have killed others? But how do you know which ones are bad? I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't fucking know. The Dredge are terrifying. Every time we have to fight them, I just want to run. But I don't want to kill a person. Please. Are you mad at me? You might have to someday. No, it's okay. I'm glad. I mean, yeah, it's good you don't want to, but like, you might have to anyway. I'm just saying. Smiles, then her face sinks again. I guess I would do it if I really had to, but do we have to? I know what you mean. Well, yeah, we had to. The game wasn't giving me a choice. Dumb game, putting me in a situation where I don't get to make the choice to just not kill anyone. And then I guess I could have stayed out of it, but somebody would have died anyway. So you spend the rest of your time together, sewing new verses. For better or worse, the story of Skoker is your burden now.
If you want, I can, after you've made a choice, tell you what happens if I have the ability to.
Fair enough.
And in that specific case, the brothers die, a bunch of the villagers also die in the scrap, and the village is overrun by Dredge.
So it seems like we made the best decision that we could. Then.
Yeah. With that one, people join your party, and some of the villagers join you anyway. If you just leave them be, all of them die to the Dredge.
How are you doing, Odd? I'm alright. Odd. That's an odd nickname. Not at first. Sometimes when a loved one dies, people say it doesn't sink in for a while. It sunk in for me right away. People tell me I'm a strong woman. Strong woman! It's funny, my father named me Oddleaf before I was even born. He wanted a boy so badly. Strong woman, what does that even mean? I never cared for that expression. It means you're going to be okay. People look up to you. Why is that an option? Is she independent too? Heavy metal type animation. It does have a little bit of the feel of the heavy metal animated movie. I could totally see that. Oh, we got a kid.
Like Metalocalypse?
No, the movie Heavy Metal.
From
you don't know what that is, do you?
No, I just thought the animation looked a little similar to the earlier Metalocalypse stuff, in terms of, like, the motion.
Metalocalypse is somewhat based on that movie Heavy Metal, so you're not wrong for sure. Yeah, you never know when you gotta kill, whether to live or feed. That's true, Ulysses. Not as much teeth. Yeah, no, the Metalocalypse does not have as much tits and ass as the movie Heavy Metal, for sure, though. People look up to you? I don't want to be known for handling my feelings. If I feel nothing about my husband dying, people think I'm strong. If I cry because my insides feel like they're on fire, I'm weak. Why does that feel so backwards? I'm sorry, Ruck, it's been hard. Not sure what to say. In the many years you've known the chieftain's wife, this is probably the most you've ever talked. You asked me to come find you? Yes, it's about the banner. I thought about it a long time. He asked me to give it to you, if something happened. Your family, you should carry it. You're right, I should. It should be mine, I could carry it, but I thought about why he named you. I get it, they won't follow a woman, families would leave, our banner would be divided. I would vouch for you, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. I know I'm right on this one. It's not just about a small town. What happens the first time we need something from another clan? How will that go? And the first time someone thinks they can take advantage of us. I think this is what has to happen. Maybe this is what it means. I'll do my best. I rely on you. Oh. Oh. That's a terrible response. I'll do my best. I think so too. Listen, I know I dragged this out. Truth is, my husband and I could never have had a child. Oh. Don't want our banner to end here. It'll be safe with you, Annalette. You're going to take care of her. Put your hands on your shoulder and she heads back to camp. I like that you can just role play as an idiot. Like, some of those responses are just like, well, I don't know.
It's just like, I don't know, you just,
Chief's
just
dick didn't work.
Guy.
Yeah, Bran's dick didn't work. He can't be king. Trigby, guess I better thank you for helping us out back there. I'll never get over that in Game of Thrones. Like, they seriously, the fucking kid in the wheelchair's sister gets up in the middle of a meeting about who should be, like, the head of the country, goes, my brother's dick doesn't work. That's my argument. Trigby turns his head, eyes wide, as though something was stalking him. Nice beard, Rook, but that's not why I'm here. I mean, it's not a bad beard. Why are you here? Fat clansman. Oh, gonna make him do some jumping jacks? The eat, don't know how to kill a thing, Rook. He rolls in the R and Rook gratuitously while holding out his spear for you to inspect. Look at this thing. They grow on trees. You can make this from a tree. My advice, show them how to stick some pigs or stick a rabbit, a bird. Stick almost anything, Rook. Have you always been this way? I mean, he's right. Get these fat fucks to do some work. Always been Trigby? Dumb question, Rook. Look, I hear what they say behind my back. Trigby's handsome, Trigby's brave, but you're the right man for this job. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I'm with this guy. Like, we need to make the fat people in this caravan do some work. Don't trust a man just because they have faces and use their mouths. The man will look at you right through his helmet and lie. Should I trust you, Trigby? Come on, Rook, am I wearing a helmet? Alright. At least you keep it clean. Nobody comes looking for you in a pool of water, you know. Don't let me waste too much time there, okay? We'll come get you before we leave. I'll see you around. Only if you keep your eyes open. Can't help but hope there was nothing sinister about that last comment. Alright. And I think, before we, as we're at this village, I think is probably the best time to stop. Because it is 8:24. Alright, well,
yeah,
that's pretty solid. Right. Alright. Yeah, it's pretty solid for a session. I like this. I'm looking forward to get more into it. Let's go see who we can raid. Who's on right now? Who is on? Mr. 7. Let's see. Do. God, can you believe they're making another fucking Indiana Jones movie? Oh my god. That is so frustrating to me.
Dude, if it doesn't fucking start and end at Indiana Jones's funeral from him dying of fucking Alzheimer's or some shit, I'm gonna be mad. Because that fucking guy, they just keep making, he keep making that fucking old ass actor come back for
Harrison
all these
Ford?
movies. Yeah.
Dude, Indiana Jones, he was too old in the 4th movie, and that was 12 fucking years ago. Like, that was forever ago. He's a zombie this time. Okay, you know what? If it's zombie Indiana Jones, I would be more accepting of that. I would genuinely be more accepting of that. I would be way more okay with that. We'll do Chris. We'll raid Chris.
Chris.
Well, like I always say, if anybody in the chat is not already following Chris, I highly recommend you do so because he is awesome.
Yeah, you gotta follow him, or else when he's big and famous, and
he's already more famous than any of us for sure.
Oh no, I'm like the most famous person here.
Are you? Well, maybe between us, but add Chris in. I think Chris outdoes all of us. All right, though. Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Ulysses, thank you for stopping in. And we'll see you tomorrow with the co-host takeover and more Divinity Original Sin.
Sounds like a plan.
Hell yeah.